Arjun had always felt life pressing down on him like an invisible weight. He worked in a tiny electronics repair shop squeezed between two clothing stalls in one of the busiest markets of the city. The noise never stopped, customers bargaining, metal shutters banging, horns blaring, shopkeepers shouting, and yet, inside Arjun's mind, there was a silence filled only with worry. Every morning he woke up thinking the same thought. When will things finally get better? But nothing changed. His salary was small, barely enough to keep him afloat. His landlord increased rent every year. His English was weak, so he never qualified for better jobs. And though Arjun wasn't unintelligent, he always felt behind everyone else. Success, confidence, fluency, these things felt like treasures locked away in a room he didn't have the key to. That was until the evening everything shifted. It happened on a quiet day, unusual for the market. A sudden drizzle had pushed people indoors. Arjun's shift ended early, and, instead of going home, he wandered down a street he barely passed through. At the end of it stood an old library, abandoned, except for a weathered wooden bench outside. Sitting on that bench was an old man. He wore simple clothes, but there was something royal about the way he carried himself, back straight, eyes bright, a peaceful smile stretching across his face as he read a thick English book. Arjun paused, unsure why he even stopped. Maybe it was the calmness the man radiated. Maybe it was the English book. Maybe it was because Arjun felt lost and needed someone, anyone, to give him direction. "You understand all this?" Arjun asked hesitantly, pointing to the book. The old man looked up, his smile widening. "Of course." Arjun's shoulders dropped. "I wish I could speak English like that, or even understand half of it." The old man closed the book gently. "You can." Arjun let out a small laugh, almost embarrassed. No, I studied in a government school. English was just a subject to pass. And I barely passed. My job doesn't need English. My life doesn't need English." The old man's eyes narrowed, not in anger, but in curiosity. "Why do you talk like a poor man?" Arjun blinked. "Because I am a poor man." "No," the man said calmly. "Being poor is temporary. Thinking poor is permanent." Arjun frowned. "What does that even mean?" The old man tapped his forehead. "Everything changes here first. Money follows mindset. Success follows belief. Fluency follows practice. But uncertainty, fear, excuses, these are the chains poor thinking puts on you." Arjun felt a strange ache in his chest, like the words were hitting a part of him he didn't know existed. The old man continued, "Tell me, why can't you learn English?" Arjun opened his mouth to respond, but he didn't have an answer. "Not a real one. I don't have money for classes," he finally said. "You have a phone." "Yes." "You have YouTube, free videos, free apps." "Yes." "You have 15 minutes a day." "Yes." The old man smiled knowingly. "Then you don't lack resources. You lack mindset." Arjun felt his cheeks heat up. Maybe I don't have the confidence." The man chuckled softly. "Confidence is like a muscle. You don't wait for it to grow before you use it. You use it, and it grows." Arjun stared at him, mesmerized. No one had ever spoken to him like this. People usually told him to accept reality, not challenge it. The man leaned slightly closer. "Let me tell you something powerful. Rich people, successful people, they all have one common habit. They think differently. They think possibility. They think growth. They say, I can learn. I can improve. I can change." Arjun swallowed. "But what if I fail?" The old man's smile turned warm. "Then you learn. Failing is a part of winning. The only real failure is not trying." For a moment, the drizzle stopped, and the air felt clearer, lighter. Arjun looked at the book in the man's hands. "I've never read a book like that." "Start small," the old man suggested. "One new English word a day. One English sentence spoken aloud. One English video every night. Small steps, big change." Arjun hesitated. "Will it really make a difference?" "Your life can transform in 6 months," the man replied. "But you must begin today." The words stuck inside Arjun's mind like seeds waiting for rain. They sat in silence for a moment. The market lights flickered to life as evening deepened. The old man stood, packing his book gently into a cloth bag. Before leaving, he turned to Arjun and said one last thing. "You are only one mindset shift away from a completely different life." And then he walked away. Arjun stood there long after the old man had disappeared down the street. His mind wouldn't stop replaying those words. When he finally reached home, he didn't drop onto his bed like usual. Instead, he opened his phone and searched. Learn English for beginners. Hundreds of free lessons popped up. He clicked the first one. That night, he didn't understand much. Some pronunciations confused him, some words sounded like they came from another planet. But he kept listening. For the first time, instead of saying, "This is too hard," he said, "I will understand this soon." The next morning, he began writing one English word on a scrap paper, motivation. Under it, he wrote the meaning. He folded the paper and put it in his pocket. At work, whenever he had a quiet moment, he took it out and repeated the word. By the end of the day, he knew it. Not just knew it, he felt it. Over the next week, something strange began happening. Instead of scrolling mindlessly through videos, he watched English lessons. Instead of complaining about his salary, he tried constructing English sentences in his mind. Instead of avoiding customers who spoke English, he tried saying simple phrases like, "Please wait, sir." "Sure, I will check." "One moment." His coworkers laughed. "Arjun, are you opening an English school now? Going to become a big officer? Why are you wasting time?" Their jokes hurt, but not enough to stop him. In fact, it pushed him further. He started reaching work 15 minutes early just so he could practice speaking to himself without anyone listening. Slowly, he started understanding more. English movies with subtitles didn't feel like puzzles anymore. English words didn't feel like enemies. His pronunciation improved bit by bit. Then came the moment he realized something had unlocked inside him. A foreign customer walked into the shop. No one wanted to approach him, they all feared speaking English. But Arjun stepped forward. "Good evening, sir. How may I help you?" he said cautiously. The customer smiled, relieved someone understood English. Arjun helped him find what he needed. His sentences weren't perfect, but they made sense. When the customer left, he turned back and said, "Your English is good. Keep going." Arjun felt a warmth spread through his chest. That night, he ran back to the old library bench. But the old man wasn't there. Still, Arjun sat down. "Mindset," he whispered. "It's really true." For the first time in his life, he didn't feel poor. He felt powerful. He wasn't rich yet, but he had finally started thinking like someone who could be. And that changed everything. 2 months had passed since Arjun met the mysterious old man on the library bench, and life had already begun to change in ways he never imagined. His days felt different, brighter, purposeful. His routine, once filled with boredom and complaints, was now structured around growth. Every morning he woke up 15 minutes earlier than usual, washed his face with cold water, and stood in front of the mirror practicing English sentences. "Good morning. How are you today?" he would say. "I am learning English every day. I am improving." At first, the words felt heavy, awkward, unfamiliar. But as days turned into weeks, speaking became easier, almost natural. He downloaded motivational audiobooks, saved money to buy a used pair of earphones, and listened during his lunch breaks. Sometimes he didn't understand everything, but he understood enough to feel inspired. He learned words like consistency, mindset, perspective, and opportunity. He began writing them on small scraps of paper and sticking them onto the walls of his tiny rented room. Slowly, his plain walls turned into a gallery of words that pushed him forward. His confidence grew, not like a sudden breakthrough but like the gentle rise of the morning sun, slow, steady, unstoppable. One day, during a busy Friday afternoon, Arjun's boss called him inside the small glass office. "Sit," the boss said, pushing his glasses up. His tone was serious. Arjun's stomach tightened. Had he made a mistake? Was he getting fired? The boss opened a file, skimmed it briefly, then looked up. "Arjun, I've been observing you." Arjun swallowed hard. "At first, I thought you were wasting time trying to speak English," the boss continued. "But the customers like it. You communicate better than others. Even when you make mistakes, people appreciate your effort." Arjun blinked in surprise. "We're starting an online sales and customer service division," the boss said. "We need someone to handle English-speaking clients. Someone patient, someone willing to learn. So," he paused, "I want you to take that role." For a few seconds, Arjun just stared, unsure if he heard correctly. "Me," he finally whispered. "Yes, you. The salary will be higher, and there's potential for promotion. You earn this, Arjun." Arjun's eyes warmed. He nodded slowly, almost unable to speak. When he stepped out of the office, his coworkers stared at him. News spread quickly. Arjun got the new position. That English thing actually worked. How did he get selected? Some were surprised, some jealous, some impressed. But Arjun didn't care. For the first time in his life, he felt seen, truly seen. That evening, instead of going home, he hurried back to the old library bench. He sat there, waiting for the old man, but the bench remained empty. A guard sweeping the ground nearby noticed him. "Are you looking for the old gentleman?" "Yes," Arjun said eagerly. "Do you know where he is?" The guard shook his head. "He comes here sometimes, talks to people, shares some wisdom, encourages them. Then he disappears for months. Some say he travels, others say he lives alone and just likes helping strangers." Arjun stared at the empty space beside him. "He changed my life," he murmured. The guard smiled faintly. "He changes many lives. That is his gift." Arjun placed his hand on the bench, imagining the old man sitting there again, calm, wise, peaceful. "I hope I see him again," he whispered. Weeks passed. Arjun began his new role with nervous excitement. He wasn't perfect, but he tried with everything he had. Every call he answered, every email he typed, every question he struggled to understand, it all pushed him forward. He practiced pronunciation by listening to his own recorded voice, a habit he once found embarrassing but now enjoyed because it showed progress. He learned polite expressions, clear greetings, professional vocabulary. "Certainly, sir. Let me assist you. Thank you for your patience." His English wasn't flawless, but it was confident, and confidence made all the difference. Soon, clients started appreciating him. "Your service is excellent. You communicate so politely. Thank you for the quick response." Each compliment added another brick to the growing foundation of his self-belief. His boss too became more supportive. "I like your commitment, Arjun. Keep it up." Life finally started tasting sweet. But the growth didn't stop there. Something inside Arjun had woken up, an inner fire he never knew he had. He didn't want to be just good at English, he wanted to become someone who inspired others, the same way the old man had inspired him. So he started reading more, self-growth books, mindset books, English learning guides. Slowly, his vocabulary expanded. His way of thinking changed. He became calmer, clearer, more focused. One night, while scrolling through his phone, he stumbled upon a video titled, "Teach English in Simple Ways." He watched it, then watched another, and suddenly an idea sparked inside him. "What if I start a channel?" he whispered. "Not a big one, just simple videos, just to help one person, like the old man helped me." The idea felt ridiculous. He had no camera, no fancy setup, no perfect English. But he also had something stronger, courage. So he placed his phone on a stack of books, used a steel glass as a stand, turned on the front camera, and recorded. "Hello everyone, my name is Arjun. Today I will teach you simple English words that helped me." He made mistakes. He stuttered. He laughed nervously. But he didn't stop. He uploaded the video. Then another. And another. Days later, he received his first comment. "Thank you brother. Your English is easy to understand." Arjun's heart swelled. A week later. "Sir, your videos give confidence." Then, "Sir, please make more." He couldn't believe it. People actually liked his content. His subscribers grew slowly but steadily. At night, he recorded videos. In the morning, he practiced. During work breaks, he replied to comments. His room, once silent and dull, now echoed with dreams. But more than English, Arjun talked about mindset. "Don't think like a poor person," he told viewers. "Think of growth. Think of opportunity. Change your thoughts, and your life will follow." He wasn't just teaching English. He was teaching transformation. Like a torch passed from one hand to another, he was carrying forward the old man's message. One evening, after recording a video titled, "Believe in Your Future Self," Arjun sat on his bed and closed his eyes. Images of the past months flashed through his mind, the first English word he learned, the laughter of coworkers, the foreign customer's compliment, the new job, the YouTube comments, the empty library bench. He whispered softly, "I wish that old man could see me now." But somewhere deep inside, he felt like the old man already knew. Because the true gift wasn't their meeting. It was the mindset he left behind. A seed growing into a tree. A spark turning into a flame. A lost boy turning into a confident man. Months later, Arjun uploaded a special video. He stood confidently in front of the camera and said, "Friends, I used to think like a poor person. I used to think life would never change. But someone taught me a powerful truth. Change your mindset, and your life will follow." Today, If I can speak English, if I can work confidently, if I can inspire others, then you can do it too. Believe in yourself. Believe in growth. You are one mindset shift away from a new life. He smiled warmly, the same calm smile the old man once had. Then he ended the video the way he always did. Keep improving, keep learning, keep believing in yourself, and remember, change your mindset, change your life. He turned off the camera and looked around his small room. It didn't matter that it was still small. Because he wasn't small anymore. His dreams weren't small anymore. Arjun was becoming rich, not in money, but in belief, courage, confidence, and hope. Everything the old man had promised had come true. And Arjun knew one thing for certain. His life had changed forever.